Welcome back, and let's bring in now Spiked Online Editor Tom Slater. Tom, great to see you. Look, Keir Starmer is in even more hot water over this whole Epstein scandal and the appointments he made. Tell us about the latest.
No, absolutely, Sharri. So whilst Keir Starmer was already in hot water over Lord Mandelson's links to Jeffrey Epstein, accused of passing on sensitive financial information to the convicted paedophile, the former US ambassador, he's now found himself embroiled in a not directly Epstein-related scandal, but one that certainly raised a lot of questions. This surrounds Lord Doyle, who was his former communications chief, put in the House of Lords by Keir Starmer, and revelations that he'd campaigned for a former Labour councillor who had been charged with possessing and distributing indecent images of children. A lot of questions asked about why he wasn't kept out of the House of Lords, why he wasn't suspended when all of this information came to light. And while this is a separate scandal, if you like, it's increasing the pressure on the Prime Minister, who's being accused by his critics of appointing a number of quote-unquote paedophile apologists. So whilst this might be a different order to what we've seen before, it's increasing the pressure on an already incredibly weak leader in number 10.
So Labor MPs are reportedly furious about this. So is Starmer losing authority and even control of his own MPs?
No, absolutely. I think that's why scandals like this are dogging him even more than they otherwise would. He'd long lost authority over the party. There have been a number of U-turns over key issues. And crucially, when he was trying to block the release of internal correspondence in relation to Lord Mandelson's appointment, he couldn't command a majority in the House of Commons to do that. He had to climb down and do a deal with his backbenchers. In our system, that is the number one way that a Prime Minister holds authority. So very much where Keir Starmer is concerned, as much as he claims he wants to fight on, it's a question of when, not if, he's going to go at this point.
Now, this is all a massive story in the UK because now the police are also actively assessing fresh claims about former Prince Andrew's links to Epstein. They're confirmed they're talking with specialist prosecutors. So where's this leading?
No, Prince Andrew's is the problem for the monarchy that's just not going to go away. As we've seen with this latest release of the Epstein files from the Department of Justice, it's really made clear that his relationship with Epstein was not only much closer than he'd like to make out, that he didn't break it off after 2008 and Epstein's original conviction for soliciting a child for prostitution, but actually he'd been sharing confidential information with Epstein, who's passing on official reports about his visits while he was a trade envoy to Singapore, Hong Kong, Vietnam and other places, and also discussions about them potentially setting up some kind of business venture in China. So as you were saying, the police are talking with the Crown Prosecution Service, the prosecutors, about this particular issue. And crucially, the palace have said in recent days that they are ready to cooperate with this investigation. So even though he's already at the margins of royal life, even though he's already been stripped of his titles, I think this is another scandal which is going to rock the monarchy because of, whether it's the malign intent of the former Duke or just his idiocy, he's become a problem that really isn't going to go away.
And we saw, of course, William and Kate released their first statement a few days ago. We've got less than a minute, but very quickly now, this is hitting this whole scandal of French diplomat who's facing a criminal probe after his name popped up repeatedly in those Justice Department files. So the fallout for this is truly global.
No, absolutely. This is the revelations that Fabrice Aiden, who is, again, a French diplomat, he has been investigated for a potential breach of the criminal law as relates to how he worked with Epstein, potentially. And as you say, it just shows the global reach of this. And so many different governments, so many different prominent people are being dragged into that web of intrigue that has been produced by these files.
Yeah, and hopefully they'll eventually get to the bottom of it. All right, Tom Slater, thanks so much for your time.